What is up, Cowboys Nation? Boy, Mike Tag here, man. It is it's a somber, Jimmy, a somber Monday for us. But you guys are getting ready to play, so I know you guys are getting things rolling. So as you guys get in, man, just hit that like, subscribe, share. I know a lot of Cowboys Nation still kind of disappointed, upset, and we'll definitely get into that. But I know you got some stuff going on. So
yeah, I got like 10 minutes. Well, the weekend was good. I mean, interesting week of hey, the highlight of the weekend so far was the Philadelphia Eagles getting beat by the Giants on TNF. That was
I know. And it's just football, like it is what we're going to get into in a little bit. I mean, just the NFL is so wide open. It is just so wide open, man. And it's just opportunity missed. And I mean, and it really goes for a lot of these teams now, man. You got opportunity to make something happen, and they just shit the bed, for the lack of a better word. And it's just, God, it's so frustrating. It really is frustrating, to be honest with you. But what's up, Doug, man? My man, Doug. Great tailgate. Yeah, as usual, we're going to get into that. And Cuts and I had a good time. I'll share some stories while I'm this show for everybody. It was a good time. Good time for sure.
Yeah, unfortunately the results weren't good, but at the end of the day, you had a good time, and I was a little jealous. Looks like you guys are having a lot of fun.
It is, and the crazy thing is that Charlotte's been 3 years. So like I've gone out there with Doug and his family and the crew, and it's got bigger and bigger and bigger. It's almost turned into like a Cowboys Cave 2.0 roadshow tailgate party. There was so many people there this year. It was just, the vibe was good, the feeling was good. My man Weston had his 8th birthday, which I got, I'll give a highlight reel of the pictures that I had. I wish I took more. I'm getting bad at that. I used to take a lot of pictures, and now maybe I'm getting used to it. Like I forget, I see all these guys, that keep taking, so I don't take pictures, but I'm kind of bummed I didn't take as many pictures, but I'll definitely share some stuff.
Yeah, I saw that. That was really cool. That was some good stuff. It's funny you talk about Charlotte, because as you know, that's where my better half and I met in Charlotte, North Carolina, November 10th, 1997, which happened to be the same date that was announced that Bret Hart was coming to WCW. But that being said, you guys know that she's from Western New York, her and her family. So I got to sit here today, and she's parading around the house, all this Buffalo Bills merch, and my young sons and I got to be subjected to that. We're running around here.
The sons are on your side.
That's right, because you see, they know they were brought up right by me. Okay, but you got to run around here, use all kinds of vile language about Josh Allen, and they're going to beat up on the Falcons. You know what? I might just call the cops because of all that domestic abuse. It's verbal abuse toward me.
It is verbal abuse she's doing on your family, and you got her, and you got her family attacking you. You got everybody attacking you.
Attacking me
in New York.
Attacked from the grave, man. I can't believe this. Well, it's either she's going to call the cops on her, or if they're going to call the cops on me, because they're going to have to take matters in my own hands.
That's what you might have to do. You might have to do it.
And if things go south, I really might have to do it.
Yeah. Well, and we're going to have Uncle Cheech on in a little bit, but Jimmy, what is your prediction for this game? You got this game coming up real quick. Chicago, are you playing the Bills? Chicago, Washington. So your Bills in Atlanta. It's in Atlanta. Yes. So you got to feel pretty good about that. You guys are 4-1 in your last 5 primetime games. There was a time where you guys could never win with Cousins. He was terrible in primetime. You guys have kind of flipped the script the last couple of years. So I mean, how are you feeling about this game?
No, it isn't feeling good. Look, our defense, besides the Carolina game, has been kicking ass, right? So the question is, the Bills are out there, their tight end tonight, and I know that Josh Allen likes to throw to him. It's look, you know what it is. There's two factors, and I've said it before, and I'll say it again with the Bills team. Which Josh Allen shows up, the one that throws a dopey turnover late like last week, or is he going to make smart decisions? But at the end of the day, our defense is markedly improved. Our run game, we're allowing 240 yards a game. You know what? At the end of the day, I'm feeling good about tonight.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Well, let me share this with you, Jimmy, because I just want to make sure you get to see it. So this is kind of a little highlight reel. A highlight reel of the let me just put this off here.
Yeah.
That way we're good. We're gonna change us a little bit like that. And because my batteries may die. So this is kind of like a little highlight, great crew. Look at that crew. I mean, just absolutely phenomenal crew.
That's very handsome. Very handsome.
Got to meet a lot of good people there, man. It was just awesome. But the ending, is the highlight. Love this kid. Love this kid for those who didn't see it. Got the suite. It was awesome hanging out with him in the suite.
You tell these people what it's all about. What do you got to say?
Fuck the Eagles!
That's a boy that was raised.
We
That was a boy that was raised right. I like it. I like it. I had to put a disclaimer on there, Jimmy, because I am, that was allowed by his father. He said it was his birthday, and on his birthday he was allowed to do that.
He got the free pass.
He got the free pass. I said, well, shoot. I said, well, I'm not gonna. Now I'm going to use that video. Just that clip. We're gonna take a little snippet of that, and that'll be our video with Weston. But, it was funny because his dad, I tagged him in it. I told his dad, hey, I'll tag in the video, and his dad has been going after like Eagle fans, in the chat, and I wanted to mess him on the side and say, hey, my man, just the best thing to do is just forget it. I mean, I was at that point where people attack you and then you go back and forth. And now, like, I don't even worry about the hate kind of stuff. I just kind of like let it go, whatever. Man, it is what it is.
It is what it is what it is. You know what, though? Think about it. If you're a filthy fan, last Thursday was a disaster. I mean, they lost the Giants. The Phillies were knocked out in absolute terrible fashion out in L.A., and the Flyers lost their second game of the season already. So you know that they were crying last week. They're all in their mommy's basement doing this, that, and the other thing. So you got to understand they're pissed off. What do you expect?
Yeah, I know. The worst is that we freaking, I talked a lot of shit, and then for us to lay an egg, that's the part that kind of sucks.
Well, it's tough. Rico Dowdle, I mean, back that shit up. That's the.
He did. I'm old school, man. I love people who shit talk, and when you back it up, yes. I got to give you respect. And he 1,000. The best was his post game. Did you watch his post game press?
Yeah.
Hey, what do you got to say to the Dallas Cowboys? What do you got to say to that defense? They didn't buckle up.
Right, they didn't buckle up.
I tried to tell them to buckle up. They didn't buckle up.
But there's a surprise team. Look, you talk about surprise. They're 3-3. I mean, I never would have thought at this point in time that I thought Carolina would be already 4 games under 500 by
I know.
You know what I mean?
Well, anyone who plays us is kind of, that's their quarterback is absolutely loving life. It's just this defense, and we're going to get into it in a little bit. I don't want to take up Jimmy's time with it, but it's historically kind of like just God. I just was just commonly going after. We're talking back and forth with a Cowboys fan. He's like, well, if the Cowboys offense would have did this and would have,
you can't blame the offense.
What do you want to do? They got to be perfect every drive. I mean, let's hold them to 25 points or something like that. So it's just unbelievable that you just. Hey, we're reviewing the game. What are we supposed to do?
Right, Kelly, right.
You want me to ignore it? I mean, the guy slapped us around. He deserves his flowers. We're going to give him his flowers and move on. But the defense is so bad. I just don't understand. Like, and what's frustrating to me, and this is just really it for Cowboy fans, I got a call from Eugene Lockhart just absolutely besides himself. He's talking about this defense. He just doesn't understand it. And we had Ed Too Tall Jones on. You heard Charles Haley. And these former players, listen to Michael Irvin. It's when you got former players of the Cowboys that have some pride that seem to care more and are more mad about the defense than the defensive players. It's really disheartening, being honest.
Obviously, especially what Kelly's saying, moving on, I have to say this. I was talking to my dad today and on the phone a few hours ago. Obviously, we're talking football. He's a Dolphins fan. He's not too happy, but he said he couldn't. He said, I can't believe the Cowboy. He says, Micah Parsons, is it that much of a difference? I said, there's no way that one man is making that much a difference. No. I don't care what anybody says.
We stunk for 3 years with our defense, and with him, we stuck for 2 years.
He wasn't being a dick about it. He was just asking an open-ended question. I said, there's no way. I don't think so.
Fair question.
Yeah, it was a fair question. It's just no way.
We're going to get you've had 3 defensive coordinators. The core players are the same. At some point, maybe it's the players. That's right. I mean, that's what I asked Eugene. I said, Eugene, just tell me straight up, man. You played the game. You're a middle linebacker. You led the defense. I mean, you called the plays. You did. I said, is it scheme or is it players? I mean, where does it? He goes, it's the players. They don't give a shit. He said, they're getting thrown off the ball. No one's wrapping up. No one. I mean, and so I'm going to take a guy who played the game. I mean, he's played the game at a high level, all pro level. So, at some point, there's got to be. What did he say in Fast Times at Richmond High? Was it that movie or what? Yeah. When he's taking off his uniform, his Captain Hook uniform.
You gotta get a show. You know what? You gotta put on the Cowboys uniform. You gotta show a little pride.
Pride. I mean, God dang it! But this is the Cowboy way. This is the Cowboy way, Jimmy. Watch, mark my word, mark the tape. they will win on Sunday. They'll beat Washington Sunday. Promise you, they will beat Washington Sunday.
Yeah.
So
you know what? At the end of the day, we talked about this. You can't go toe to toe every week. If your offense is putting up big numbers, your defense has to come through, especially late in a game like yesterday. Right?
Yeah.
I mean, so I guess you see what happens. Look, what are you guys? You're one game behind Philly right now. It's early in the season.
We're a game and a half. And a half.
Yeah,
you got a lot of game left.
It's plenty, and you don't know. And you look at the big. I look at San Francisco. They're decimated, and they're still tied for first. You look at just some of the weird shit in football, and I got to head out in a minute.
No,
the Colts. Who thought Daniel Jones and the Colts would be they were now? Pittsburgh, Aaron Rodgers. Who'd have thought that? And the Patriots, 4-2, tied for first.
The NFL's wide open. There is not a solid walk away team in any division, any conference. It's wide open. So that's why I say you just got to get in the tournament. Any team that gets in the tournament is going to have an opportunity. That's all.
You said it every year. I don't care what league you're in, what sport it is. You make the playoffs, and anything can happen.
See what happens. All right, brother, go do your thing,
hey,
man.
You guys have a great night. Have fun in the cave. When Uncle Cheech comes on, tell him I missed him and I apologize. And I don't mean to show any disrespect.
No, we it's all right. It's all right.
See you guys later.
Right, see you, Jimmy. All right. Well, we're gonna bring in Uncle Cheech because the only positive that's going on is my man Uncle Cheech. Uncle Cheech is absolutely destroying it. He's killing it. I think he won another upset pick outright. Forget the spread. Won it outright. And so that's awesome. So let's not waste no time and get my man Uncle Cheech. Uncle Cheech, let me fix these cameras because now this is what happens when you lose people. You got people coming in and things get messed up. But Uncle Cheech, what's happening? You're the only thing that's keeping me alive. You and my Miami Hurricanes.
What's up?
Oh,
I know Jimmy's going to go watch his game. I'm going to watch when I get off here. But
what are you thinking about that game? I know you got your picks and stuff. What are you thinking?
Buffalo's pretty good, but home field, I don't know. I wouldn't bet on it.
No.
Myself.
No.
That's why it's not one of my picks.
No, I don't. Yeah. Well, you're good. So give us a recap. What are we looking like? Last week?
I told everybody this is my 7th in a row. Every week since the season started, I hit my upset special outright.
That's unbelievable.
And who did I tell you last week, in case I got to refresh your memory? Indiana at Oregon. Won outright. Everybody looked at me like I was out of my mind.
They say, don't ever question Uncle Cheech. Yeah, I mean, and I see these idiots, these experts on ESPN, on Fox. They're running at like a 50% clip. I mean, you're killing it this year, like you do always. Your locks are unbelievable. The upsets have just, I mean, that's just unheard of. So definitely you're doing a good job. I don't know why they don't pay you the money. I know they've been holding out. They try and get you on the cheap. Maybe they got Jerry as they doing the negotiations. I don't know. But they got to come up big if they want Uncle Cheech. That's how it works.
What you call Oklahoma really disappointed me. I threw that in as an extra.
Yeah.
Red River rivalry, whatever. They stink. So
well, let me ask you this about that game because I was talking about this with Vegas.
I didn't even watch it. I was watching. I forgot what the hell game I was watching. I wasn't watching that one though. Alabama, Missouri.
Alabama was on. Alabama.
One of you viewers, that was a nice pick he had. They lost, but they covered.
They did. Yes. Whoever that was.
I was watching that game, but the Oklahoma game is 3-0 for a long time.
Well, let me ask you on this on Vegas because that game, Oklahoma was underdog. Top 5 team, top 8 team, underdog against an unranked team. Do you think Vegas is playing, and then even Dallas, look at Dallas, the line was 3 and they lose by 3, but they were favored by I mean, do you think Vegas, I mean, I don't want to say the games are scripted or rigged, but it's just so odd, some of these lines.
You don't know. We don't have any evidence of that. But
valuable evidence you need.
You never know.
We don't have.
I'll tell you the game I really enjoyed yesterday was the Bucks. I watched.
Oh yeah.
What the hell's his name?
Baker Mayfield.
Baker. He didn't have his two receivers or his running back, and he beat him single-handedly.
No.
Played brilliantly.
Absolutely.
And they got a good defense. You keep your eye on that team.
I know. Hey, I got to tell you this. Carl pointed it out. Eagles back-to-back losses. Who would have thought that they would be on a 2-game losing streak?
I never thought that. I thought they were the premier team.
Yeah, no, they're circling the drain too. I mean, the NFL is wide open. I appreciate Carl with that comment. That's excellent insight that you gave us.
There's a lot of football left, but I'm really surprised.
Yeah. Well, we'll see what happens. This game started, so give me the picks. What are we looking at? Who are we starting out with? What do you got for us?
Jimmy mentioned them. I'm going to take New England minus 6.5 at Tennessee. New England's they're playing good ball right now. Tennessee, if they didn't have our quarterback, God knows where they'd be. But New England's playing good ball. You know?
No, they're Drake May. My buddy of mine's a big Drake May fan. He's high on him, very high on him. So, but I like that pick because I think Tennessee, they just don't have. They're just. I feel bad for Cam Ward. There's just nothing there. There's nothing. There.
Well, he's laughing to the bank. What are you going to do?
Yeah, no.
I'll tell you my other pick. Jimmy mentioned this one too. I'm going to take Pittsburgh minus 5.5 at Cincinnati.
Yeah.
Oh, they're 4-5-1. I didn't even notice.
No.
And Cincinnati, they got the quarterbacks out.
Now they got Flacco going in there. I mean,
he might be experienced, but he's still 48 years old.
He's just some old man. So I like that one. Are we going with your upset or your lock? Because one of your picks is.
I'll give you my upset now. University of Buffalo at UMass. UMass plus 16.5.
Home underdog.
Yep, 16.5. I don't know if they'll win, but they'll cover.
I like home. That's an old Italian. You know, that was one of the legends.
I learned that from a guy that it was unbelievable picking these underdogs.
No, absolutely. I'm putting my money on. That's the thing I'm saying. It's only thankful is I got you. And then the lock of the week. This is interesting. Lock of the week. A lot of drama. A lot of rumors flying about this school. What's the lock of the week?
I'm going to take Penn State at Iowa. I'm going to take Iowa minus 3.5. Penn State's got no coach. They got no quarterback now. He's out for the year, I think, and they're playing on the road.
Yeah,
and Iowa, they always feel a pretty good team. So I'll take a shot on that one. They might rebound. Who knows? Maybe.
I don't know. I don't know what's. I do like the red helmets, Chris. I do like the old school Falcon red helmets.
But yeah, Iowa,
I like that pick.
Good team.
I like that pick.
Penn State, they're falling apart. What they say, out of the top 5 teams, I think 3 or 4 of them aren't even in the top 25 now.
No.
Clemson, who else? Texas.
They're all messed up. So what do you have for the other Monday night game? Bears and Washington. I mean, do you have any thoughts on that game before we wrap it up?
No, I like Washington in that one.
Yeah.
No, I like Washington, but yeah.
We'll see. I mean, it's just been a weird thing. The Atlanta's driving right down the field. They're almost in the red zone. They got a 2nd and 2. Seeing what happened. But they're moving on this Bills team. There he goes. I think he's in for a touchdown. There's a touchdown, Atlanta. 22-yard run for Algier. So they're on the board early. That's what I'm saying. This NFL is, you just don't know what you're going to get anymore. There's just not a dominant team any given Sunday.
I'll tell you what, the best team I've watched all year that I've watched, I haven't seen them all by any means, is the Tampa Bay Bucks. Best team I've watched, I think.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
No, I like Baker Mayfield. Let me just see some. I gotta check some because someone said there was a firing. The Tennessee coach got fired. Did I miss that? I've been out of the loop. I need 2 sources to confirm that. I need Titans fire Callahan. Oh, there you go. And now they got McCoy. McCoy, is that the McCoy from
Amos McCoy?
Is that the one who used to coach what you call it?
I don't know.
No. All right. Well, I got to talk some Cowboys with my fans, some misery with my Cowboys Nation, but I appreciate it, Uncle Cheech. I love the picks. We'll see you over the weekend, and hopefully you guys listen. You make a little money. It'll make you feel better after that.
All I know, the whale is cleaning up.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
All right, guys.
All righty. All right,
Have
take
a good
care,
one.
Cheech. All right, we'll see you. And let's finish this. I appreciate it. Falcons scored a touchdown. You guys saw that. Now it's me and my Cowboy fans, and it's just us here. We talk through it. We figure it out. First want to say, had a phenomenal, I'll say it one more time, phenomenal weekend outside of the game Sunday. Hanging out with Doug and his family. It was absolutely a blast. And the hospitality that they showed myself. I know Cuts was out there. Mark was out there. So many Cowboy fans got to meet for the first time in Cowboys Nation through Twitter and all of that, man. It was an absolute blast. So definitely it's bitter that it's a little upsetting. It's really the last game in Carolina for about 4 years now. So at minimum 4 to 5 years, they will not be back in Carolina. So we're going to have to find a new road show. Rumor is Tampa 2027. In your boy's hometown might be the next road show tailgate. But we're going to look at we'll look at the schedule in 2026 and see what happens. But again, the game itself, I mean, I've been talking to people, and I love to get obviously your guys' opinion on it, but this defense is just a huge liability. And I know some people want to say, well, God, it was, the Cowboys, they had that drive and they didn't do anything with it. And it's just like, and I didn't like the play call. I didn't like the screen. I don't think Javante's a screen guy. But you're moving the ball with Ferguson and with Pickens, had a career day, just wasted. Just push the ball down the field, man. Push the ball down the field. But this defense is trash, and I don't know if it can get any better. The problem that we have is, do you fire the defensive coordinator? You pretty much you're giving up on everything if you do that. Or do you just got to kind of retool? I mean, he's going to have to make changes to what he believes, and you're going to have to sell out something. You're going to have to sell out and just pass rush to hell and blitz and just pray that they don't pick it up and you're screwed on the back end. They're going to have to do something, because it's very difficult. It's fun to watch if you're just a football fan, because every game has been entertaining outside the Bears. That was the only debacle, but every game has been entertaining. I've been to 3 of them, 2-1, or no, I'm 1-1-1. Shit. For the Packers was a tie, but they were just down to the wire. Every game is down to the wire. So as a football fan, you'd love it. But as a Cowboys fan, it's just an uncomfortable feeling knowing that if your offense isn't perfect, you're screwed. And every time, if you didn't score a touchdown, you're like, oh, we're here in trouble. Bills with a huge play there as a big catch. So looks like they're going right down the field. So Jimmy, pump the brakes on it right now. I saw you talking. But it's just very frustrating. And Mark, I've said it for years. Thanks for the super chat. Drafting's horrible. We get a home run in D, and Mike and literally everyone else blows, especially D linemen. They have not drafted defense well. They've drafted receivers well. They've drafted offensive linemen well. But defense, it has not been well. So I would agree with you, Mark. Defense has not been drafted well. Defensive tackle especially. And you really think about it, you're going to go out and get some more ends. Well, you drafted Ezeraku in the second round. You drafted Nealon in the second round. I mean, that's draft capital that you should have, really good starters. Now, one's in the second year, one's a rookie. It remains to be seen. But I just don't know what they're going to be able to do with this defense. They're going to have to tweak it. You can't blow it up because you're in the middle of the season. They're not going to fire him. It just wouldn't make a whole lot of sense, because all you're going to do is promote someone within, and you're going to have to keep everything the same. You just can't blow it up. So they're going to have to do something strategic. And personnel wise, it's like, well, who are you going to get? I mean, really, what's out there? Defensive end, they got what they got. The odd thing is like a lot of people on the Houston train. I know a lot of you guys, even in the chat, when we talked on Wednesday, very high in Houston. I think he got 9 snaps. I mean, he's like your top, your leader in sacks, and he's not getting any reps. Clowney, obviously they're working him in, not a lot of reps. So, they say it's going to get better. They say help's on the way. Obviously, you got guys coming off injury, but you can't bank on. I mean, it's unfair to overshow that you guys think, not you guys, but the Cowboys think that he's going to come in and just be this huge savior. I hope he is, but he's played 9 games in his NFL career. I mean, 9 games. So I just, I don't know. Yeah. I mean, Parsons did fall in their lap. I mean, that was, if it wasn't for COVID and Parsons played, he would have been gone in the top 2 or 3 picks. He didn't play his senior year because of the COVID, and that, yeah. And then, so that kind of, definitely helped. It definitely helped. Eazy-E did play better. I mean, he played better. Best defender in that game. That's just not saying much. It's just not saying much. Defense was, I mean, let me just tell you, when you listen to like Michael Irvin, and I love old school and I love the passion that some of these guys in that competitive nature. And that's why I always tell people, man, I will take Michael Irvin over any receiver. You give me, if I'm building a team and I know Randy Moss is more athletic and I know this guy's more, faster, or this guy runs routes better, but Michael Irvin, when you take everything, what he does and what he brings to that locker room and that mentality that he has, I mean, that's what this team is missing, man. It just doesn't have it. When you get a running back that's not great, I mean, Rico Dowdle's a good player. I liked him. But I mean, geez, it wasn't Adrian Peterson back there, in his prime. And he basically called you out and told you to buckle up and, kind of said he's coming. And he came and he absolutely embarrassed that defense. It's demoralizing. There's nothing more demoralizing than a team running on you and you can't stop it. And there's nothing you can do. He was running in the first half at 9 yards a clip. They were showing in the last 2 games, the Dallas run defense has given up almost 400 yards rushing at well over 6 yards a carry. That is embarrassing. But yeah, I'm with you. I mean, people who never, and I had a luxury. I grew up in South Florida. I remember him at the University of Miami. Obviously, I was a younger kid, but I do remember him. I was old enough to remember him there, and just in Dallas. I mean, just unmatched. And Randy Moss is a freak. It's nothing against Randy Moss, but for whatever reason, Randy Moss didn't win a Super Bowl. And then they'll say, well, he was on shitty teams. Well, he was on a team that was 16-0 and 17-0, or 18-0, 19-0, whatever it was, going into the Super Bowl and lost to a much inferior team. So that's what I got to say. That's what I got to say there. It is what it is. But anyway, so that's kind of, my thoughts on this defense. I mean, it's just it's very disappointing to see. And the crazy thing is like, I mean, it was fool's gold. I mean, they play Philly. Defense looks good against Philly. You're like, all right, our defense it's decent, right? Barkley didn't do nothing. Hurts really didn't do nothing. Lost the game, but you don't really put that one all totally on the defense. I mean, you would have said, hey, man, CD catches that ball, whatever. But then you realize that the Eagles stink. Their offense is pathetic. Their offense is the worst offense in the NFL. So then you go on, to the next games, and you get like a Russell Wilson just absolutely, has a career day against you. Then you get Caleb Williams, a career day against you. Then you did, Jordan Love, had a nice day against you. And then you go again. And here is, obviously he did okay against Fields, but Fields had a good day. I mean, his numbers weren't terrible. And then you go look at, obviously, the last game with Bryce Young. He was unstoppable against a bad defense. And he's never been unstoppable against any team in the NFL. So, I mean, it was fool's gold. And it was kind of like the way it was in week 1. last year, week 1, we had the Browns. Remember the Browns defense, man? Our defense shut them down, and then we're like, oh man, we feel good about this defense. And it was the same old thing. And it's unfortunate. It's disappointing. Absolutely wasted a phenomenal career day by George Pickens. I mean, where we were sitting was in the end zone where he caught that pass and he did the hurdle and all that shit. I mean, this guy, unfortunately for the Cowboy fans, I mean, he's playing himself out of Dallas. He is going to get a huge payday because he's got tape. And now he's got tape. All right, you needed me to be the one receiver. I want to be paid like the number one receiver. They're going to say, well, you played behind CD. Well, let's look at the games that CD didn't play and look at look at what I did. And I mean, God bless him. I mean, he has been a freak. I pray and wish they could sign him. I just don't think if it gets into that range, it just doesn't make sense. You can't have two guys making $34 million a year at receiver. So that's just, not going to happen. But worry about next year. This year, when you get him and CD together, because, that injury to CD, probably the best thing that happened to it was it gave Dak confidence in Pickens. He went to Pickens, and now you've got that, and you're bringing CD back, and then you're obviously going to get Turpin back. I think the band's getting back together next week. I think Washington, you're going to see Booker back, you're going to see CD back, you're going to see Turpin back, you're going to see Carson. You're going to start seeing more of these guys coming back, and yeah, so yeah. Ranked last, yeah, we were. I don't know if you're talking about this defense, but yeah, we were ranked. We were ranked pretty bad. Defense is definitely too bad. It's definitely too bad. So, but yeah, so Pickens had a great day. Wasted that. Dak, another crazy stat. No quarterback has thrown for 11 or more touchdowns in 3 games, and has a losing record. And, here Dak is, it's just unbelievable. He's playing absolutely lights out. And it's a wasted, this is a championship style offense, and it's just getting wasted by this defense. And it's just so frustrating. And, we talked about the players or the execution, and this is the same core defense for the last 3 years. I mean, core defense, it's been pretty much the same. And you've had 3 defensive coordinators, and you are, you're sitting here, and the defense has been bad the last 3 years. So I don't know. So let's see. Oh, what would you? The funny thing is, Cuts, he didn't show up after the Eagles game. He went silent for a little while, Cuts. But we let Carl. Carl's a good dude. He's an Eagle fan that just absolutely, is in love with the Cowboys. So you always appreciate that. Anytime you have a fan of another team that spends their hours listening and interacting with your team, it makes you happy. And I welcome it. So as long as you're being respectful, the other Eagle fan, he wasn't being respectful. Carl, you can talk all your noise in the chat and argue with all the people in there. You're always at least respectful. The other one, not Bobby, it was the other dude, was not very respectful. So he had to take a hike, but all the other ones, absolutely. But talking about, the NFL, and I talked a little bit about it with Uncle Cheech. And I mean, really, think about it and take all the bias out and all the homerism if you want. The NFL is like wide open. I mean, really, who is the team to beat in the NFC? There isn't one. The Eagles lost 2 in a row. The Packers have looked like shit. Washington, we'll see what happens. I always say they had Jaden Daniels got hurt. See what he does. I mean, Detroit gets spanked by the Chiefs, who just haven't looked good. It is any given Sunday league. And that's why I just tell people the Cowboys now just buckle up, as to use that word one more time, because it's going to be a roller coaster. And last team with the ball wins. That's the way the Cowboys, that's the way the season's going to be. every game is going to come down to the last possession because there is no way our defense is going to stop anybody unless something crazy happens, unforeseen that we're not expecting. But it's going to be, and they're going to beat some teams that you're going to be like, damn, I can't believe they beat them and they lost to Carolina and they lost to Chicago, but they beat so-and-so and so-and-so. And then there are going to be some games you're like, God dog it, man. We just beat, this team, and now we lose to that one. And I think that's the way this team's going to be. They haven't lost 2 in a row, so I'll give them that. So typically when they lose, they bounce back. They play up to their competition or down. So that's why I say it. I'm telling you now, there is not a doubt in my mind that they're going to go in there and they're going to beat Washington. And it's not that they're so much better, but that's the Dallas Cowboys. That's our Dallas Cowboys. That's what they are. They will rise up against a big game, and this is going to be a big game for them. They always rise up. They're going to play very well, and they'll end up winning. And then they'll go to Denver and they'll lose. And then they'll got a bye, and then they'll go. They got Philly at home, and they'll win that way. It's going to be one of those roller coaster seasons. Appreciate everyone jumping in. We got 300 of you guys hanging out, man. Just 300 plus. Hit that like, subscribe, share. Hopefully you guys are doing okay and you're getting over it a little bit. It's definitely sucks. But I will say the beauty of it for me, and I'll take that off so you can see the background. See my man Cuts by Jones. It's got the U. My Hurricanes are playing lights out. So that is the only saving grace. If your college team is doing good, then you're doing all right. If you're a Texas fan, hey, you feel good. You beat Oklahoma. That is a big rivalry game. That was a signature win that was needed for Arch Manning. See if he can build off that. They've got the defense. Give him some confidence on offense. They got the running back. Maybe they can get something going and just, hey, you just like we talked about, you get in the playoffs, anything can happen. And with college football, the playoffs have gotten expanded. So there's definitely opportunity for some of these teams with a couple losses that they can, hey, maybe we can bounce back, win some games we're not supposed to. Hope the teams that beat you rise up a little bit and improve a little bit. Continue on winning. I think Florida is going to be a team that's going to be dangerous down the road. You wouldn't want to play them. So that's something that you can end up happening for you. So see what happens. They're not going to be, I think it's highly unlikely. I think they've got another loss or two, but I think it's a good growing time for Arch Manning. Looking at my Canes and Texas Tech, Kelly and I we tweet back and forth a little bit. There may be a collision course. There may be a collision course, and it's going to be the battle between Kelly and I. It might get ugly. Never get personal, but it might get ugly. I mean, we're going to have to be talking some shit to each other, and we're going to have to forgive and forget when the game is over, whoever ends up winning that one. But Texas Tech is, they had a little funky road at Kansas, and all of a sudden, man, dude, they opened it up in the second half, and they blew the doors off Kansas. And so they're going to be a team to watch. Now, I will say, with respect to Texas Tech, I haven't seen them. I want to see them get battle tested against a very good opponent. BYU is their biggest game. That'll be in a few weeks, so you'll get a pretty good idea how they are. That's what I feel good about my Hurricanes, but you just never know. We play Friday in Louisville, Friday, or at home at least, but Friday night games are always kind of funky, so you just got to kind of see what happens. But the Canes have been battle tested. And Notre Dame, a ranked team, took care of them. Florida was a ranked team, took care of them. Florida State, our biggest rival, annihilated them. Score got a little closer than it should have been, but we'll see. And so hopefully your college teams are good. But really, outlook on the Cowboys. I mean, outlook on the Cowboys for this season, I think it's just going to be wait and see. I think they have an opportunity to get in the tournament. I think the way these other teams are playing, I mean, at the end of the day, they're a game and a half out of their division, which I don't look what the playoffs are to see where they're at. I mean, it's all about, can they get momentum? Can they figure things out to make a run? I mean, you look at like Tampa. Tampa's playing good football. Tampa's playing pretty consistent football. Are they peaking? Are they going to be able to hold this steady throughout the season? Because you're going to have adversity. You're going to have wins and losses. You're going to have bad games and good games. It's how you can ride that wave. And for the Cowboys, it's just been win, loss, tie, win, loss, whatever. It's just been one thing after another. They've got to roll together. They've got to string together some wins and get some confidence and kind of get that going. And, they play Washington on the road to Denver. They hadn't beat Denver since the 90s. It's crazy. Blows my mind. Then they get the bye week, and then it's like Philly at home, Kansas City at home, at Detroit, Minnesota at home, whatever. Hopefully I got all those right. I think you mix in Arizona. I'm going to the Arizona game. So Arizona's mixed in somewhere there because I think it's November 1st. So maybe it's Denver, Arizona bye, something like that. So anyway, that's what I'm thinking. The Cowboys, it's just going to be one of those. It's just going to be one of those kind of seasons. And hopefully they're going to have to win some games that we thought were losses. Like, right, most people after 6 games, most people are like, all right, 4-2. 4-2 is going to lose on the road to Philly. A lot of people said they'll lose to Green Bay even before all the nonsense. Figure you'd win the ones in between. So you'll be 4-2 after 6 games. Right now they're 2-3-1. So they're a game and a half off of what you thought they'd be. So they're going to have to make up. They're going to have to make up some. I wouldn't rush Overshown, but I would say I sat next to his dad. I think I talked about it, but I sat next to his dad at the game against Green Bay, and his dad said he's good. His dad he was like, man, Washington, he'll be back. I don't think it'll be Washington. I think it'll be probably after the bye week. But he's been practicing and he's been looking good, and he's there. Garland, Jimmy's team is playing, so he was on. You got on late, my man. He was on for about 15 minutes, and he had to bail out. So Jimmy left me solo. I had Uncle Cheech hanging with me, of course. And then it's my daughter's birthday, so wishing her a happy 19th birthday. So I got to make sure I get off right at 8 o'clock, and then we dip out to maybe some ice cream or something like that. And then she's here till tomorrow, and then tomorrow she takes the drive back to college. So it was good to have her for the weekend. I left her Saturday to go to this game, and that was disappointing. And more importantly, I missed my concert that I was supposed to go to, but they postponed it till that Sunday, and it was Ice Cube. And I'm a big Ice Cube fan. Grew up in that era. I love NWA and Ice Cube and all that stuff. So we had third row floor seats. And so my brother was sending me videos and very jealous. I got on an earlier flight. I thought, man, I was so tempted to say, hey, man, did you get rid of my ticket or you still have it? Because I was going to drive right to the arena and I would be in my jersey and my, dressed up like I was at the game. I was going to go to the game at noon and go to a concert at night, but it didn't work out. Yeah, Jimmy had to cash that. I don't know. Does anyone cash checks? Does anyone write checks? Jimmy still writes checks. Guts and I we're laughing about it. We're laughing about it this weekend. It's like Jimmy still writes checks. I can't believe it. I mean, who the hell? I still have checks from 7 years ago. So appreciate it, Garland. Yes, she had a great day. She got to see some of her friends. They came back from college and all that stuff. So she got to run in and get to see some of her friends. So that was always cool. And we're going to go up there the week before the Broncos game. We're going to go up and see her. Also, for you guys, I talked to Eugene. That watch party in Levon, Texas, I'm going to try and make the next one. They had another great outing with Jim Jeffcoat and Kenny Gant, Super Bowl champion. So that was an awesome event, getting bigger and bigger every week. I told him next year, if we continue, I'll have more updated, timing. They really didn't give me no notice. So I am going to go ahead and make a point to go out there for every one of the road games. So I'll be out there too. We'll do our live podcast like we did. It'll be a lot of fun. Hopefully you guys, get down there and check it out. I will say he gave me the 2 names. I'm not going to say the names, but if it happens, there is just no way in hell I would not miss it. If I have to drive there, I'll be there. And I'll just say, One was my favorite player growing up, and the other was an 88. So if that were to happen, and they gotta book them and do all of that, but without saying any names, if it's one of those two guys, there is absolutely no way in hell that I will miss an opportunity to hang out with two legends like that, or at least one of them if it ends up being one. So, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. Atlanta, let's see what's going on. See what that score is, 7-7. So it stayed the same first quarter. I think Washington and the Bears will be starting. So you pay. What do you pay? Is that electric bill? PG&E? Is that I mean, everything is auto pay. Everything is auto pay through the bank now. That's the way we do things, man. It's 2025. We got to go ahead and get things rolling. And I am still waiting. I have that empty space, and I'm waiting for my Michael Irvin jersey to get completed, because I'm going to have the playmaker there. And the problem I have is, I was talking to Cuts, I have 3 jerseys on one wall, but my hype video wall is over here. So when I get my Michael Irvin done, I'll have the triplets, done. But the only problem is that my 3 space is opposite of when I do my hype video. So I don't know what I'm going to do, because I don't want to have like Tony Romo and see that just doesn't look right. If I'm doing a hype video, I got to have the champions behind me. So I got to figure it out. I might have to redesign the cave. I could do 3 jerseys, but I have to change things around. But I'm going to figure it out. We're going to figure it out. But I got my man George Teague over on that side, so I can't, I got to have Teague there. So a lot of things that we got to figure out. But more importantly, we got to figure out what the hell's wrong with these Dallas Cowboys, making my life miserable after that woeful performance. We cannot have that again. So Wednesday, I know Kelly's down and out. I mean, hopefully Texas Tech has got him up a little bit. I know they got my Canes got me feeling good, but the Cowboys, we got to figure out, how can we get this defense to be bad, not shitty. Like, we're lowering our expectations. Like, we're at the game Sunday, and Doug and Dustin and Cuts and Fred and Steven. I mean, we're all sitting there and we're like, all right, can we just be middle of the road? Can we be middle of the road? 18. Can we get to 18? Just below average. And I'm like, yeah, I think we could do it. I think we'll get there. Now we've lowered expectations. We just want them to be bad. We don't want them to be shitty. So bad is, can they be like 25, 24? Can we get 23, 22? Can we get somewhere in the low 20s on that bad scale? Out of the shit scale? I don't know. I mean, I just don't know. It is, watching this defense is the most frustrating thing I've ever had to sit through. I mean, because you get I love watching this offense. And I'm salivating thinking of CeeDee Lamb and Pickens and Flournoy and Turpin. And you've got, obviously, Javonte Williams. I mean, Ferguson. I mean, it is there. This is championship ready. And we got a defense that just shits the bed and can't stop anyone and is just absolutely terrible. And I know you guys are saying, well, let's fire the coordinator, and I get it. And I don't disagree. But this is 3 years with 3 coordinators, the same results. Is it the players? I mean, is it the players? And, they talked about in the press conference, hero ball. And I mean, I don't know if they're playing hero ball or not, but I think if I'm looking at this, I've got to get Donovan Wilson out of coverage. Wanye Thomas is probably the best you got. Or go find somebody. Go do something. Make a move in the secondary that's not a first-round move. There's got to be someone out there that's sitting on a contract that is just last year. They're not going to be signing. Go rent a player, like you call it. Do something. And I'd take Donovan Wilson. I'll be honest with you. I'd make him one of my linebackers. I know he's going to be a little undersized, but situationally, he hits. At least he tackles. You know what I mean? I'll take that. I mean, I'll take it. At this point, beggars can't be choosers. Because some of these linebackers, it's tough. It's tough to watch. And then you look at our defensive line. and they're just getting blown off the ball, and they're just, holes are being created, and you're going to have to shake things up. I mean, you're going to have to change up the lineup. Like I said, Houston, they said, oh, well, he's a liability against the run. Well, he had 3 tackles, and they were all on running plays. So he was doing something. At least he was tackling somebody. They've got to do something. There you go. Put somebody. Just change it. And, see if Michael Irvin will come to the sideline. I know he's there from a Miami Hurricanes. Look what that defense has done. Look what that defense has done in 1 year. But there's got to be pride. At the end of the day, I mean, let's just be honest with each other. You got to have some freaking pride. Something has got to set in to say enough is enough. I'll be damned if I'm going to let these running backs absolutely run me over for 180 yards, for 160 yards, for 6 yards a carry, 9 yards a carry, whatever it is. I'll be damned if I allow that to happen. I'll go get a late hit, personal foul, go fight, whatever the hell it is. Something has got to give on this defense. They can't be this bad. They're professionals. They can't be this bad. Something just isn't jiving. And I understand, execution of the scheme and whatever they're doing. And yeah, I'll be honest with you. I don't proclaim to be an expert on X's and O's. I don't study film. I don't do all that. I'm not a coach. I'm not any of that shit. I'm just a fan like most of you guys. But we need something. We need to, and I saw them, and correct me if I'm wrong, it looked like they were running 3-4 sometimes. Whatever you guys got to do, something has to give. Put your best 11 on the field at this point, wherever the position is. Sam Williams, that's a problem. You're seeing all this stuff, and it goes back to what what Mark was saying about the draft. They have not drafted defense well. I mean, look at the second round picks that they've gotten. They have not drafted defense well. And that's what worries me. Up Atlanta with another touchdown. So Atlanta takes the lead now, 14-7, almost the end of the first quarter. They have not drafted defense well. So we're putting all our faith in the defense, or the draft, the scouts to do, get this defense right. I said this too, right? I mean, blitz. I would be blitzing like my man and Remember the Titans, man. Blitz every play. You got to take a chance. You're not stopping them anyway. So it's time to take risk. And maybe it'll pay off. Maybe you're going to get beat. But at this point, I'd much rather them score in 1 minute than to take a 16-play drive and score in 8 minutes and you never see the ball again. They've done that twice. Offenses have done that twice. They did that again in Chicago, and they did it in Carolina, where they just absolutely chewed up the clock and just humiliated this defense and went right down the field. And and in this game, we never got a chance to see the ball again. And you never see the ball again, and it's just demoralizing. And everyone and their brother knew when we punted that we're in trouble. And then when you had that pass interference, I think everyone knew we're dead. As soon as that pass, and they didn't show the replay, so I don't know if it was legit or not. But in fairness to everyone, in my opinion, there was some crappy calls on both sides. So we got some crappy calls, that went our way. And so I'm not going to sit here and cry and say it was a call. But hey, Tyler Smith on it. But anyone, I mean, shoot, Mark Tuney was a defensive tackle before they switched him to offensive line. Do whatever you got to do, man. I mean, your best 11 need to be on the field. And if Houston is one of your best, why is he not getting many plays? I just don't know. They got to get their best. They're going to have to change something up. And I think Shoddy, hopefully will get it right. It's a bad spot to be in with the defense playing the way they are, because there's not a whole lot you can do, because you've got this whole scheme and you're going to blow it all up and start all over. It would be very hard to, for them to maneuver. So I don't think anything, like I said earlier, I don't think anything's going to change. I don't think anything's going to change as far as, coaches. But they're going to have to figure it out. And the hard thing is you just, back in the day, not to age myself, but I mean, you had a lot of padded practice. I mean, you could hit, you can do all this, you can do all that stuff. And, you just can't practice that much. I mean, you don't have the padded practices. You don't have the hitting. You don't have, and that, that's why I just think some of these defenses, there's the physicalities, you don't have it. You don't have it like you did, back in the day. And it's unfortunate, but it is what it is. It is what it is. It's the game of football. It's a game of football. But like I said, had a phenomenal time hanging out with Cowboy fans down in Carolina. It's unfortunate. Won't be able to be back there for about 4 or 5 years, but we'll find a new spot. We got to do a road show. I'm really digging, hitting a road game and getting to be able to hang out with a lot of different fans from different areas. So we definitely got to figure it out. We got to figure it out. But let's see what you're saying, Steve. Turn around, Carson. It's not going to hurt. Overshown. I mean, but you're just banking on guys coming off injury, and that's the part that just, look at Diggs coming off that injury. He hadn't been the same. It takes a little while. Javonte Williams has looked good, but he's 2 years removed from the injury. That's why last year he didn't have a good year. So, I just don't know. I just don't know. The expectations, it sounds good. And what we've seen of Overshown in the limited games he's played has been, he's lights out, but he's only played 9 games. I think it's 9 games in 2 years. That's not a lot of football. It's not a lot of football. And coming off these injuries, we'll see what happens. But hey, I gotta bone out. Like I said, my daughter's birthday. I'm glad you guys got to hang out in the cave with your boy. I would say hit that like button. If you're hanging out and watching us on Twitter, jump over to YouTube, hit that subscribe. We surpassed 675,000 views on YouTube. Pretty cool. I think that's pretty cool. We are the little engine that could organically just making this thing happen. And it's really through you guys, and definitely appreciate the the support that you guys give. It's tough sometimes, but the hype never stops, man. We're fans. We're always going to believe. And come Sunday, won't even take me till Sunday. Come Wednesday, going to beat the Redskins. It might even happen now. I mean, we're going to beat Washington. And that's what you do as a fan, man. I'll never concede. I will never quit. As long as there's life in the season, I go out to win every game. I don't tank. I don't do any of that bullshit. So definitely great week. Doug, want to give you a quick shout out. If you guys don't know Doug, go follow him on Twitter. Great dude, great family. He hosted the tailgate party for 3 years in Carolina, did a hell of a job, got bigger and bigger every single year. We had, it's like us, we had 4 spots. He kept growing. We had 1 spot 1 year, and then we did 2 spots last year. Then we had 4 spots this year. It was growing and growing and growing. So definitely great love to Doug and the family for doing that. Cuts, my man, sporting the new hat. He hooked me up. There's getting that star on there. I'm all mixed up with the cameras, got me opposite, so I apologize. But got the Cuts by Jones hat. Some people say, hey, man, how do we buy those hats? Well, you hit up Cuts. I think he's got some for sale. It's a way to support my man Cuts. Also does great stuff. You can see I will take the media off one last time. You can see over in that corner, over my shoulder, you see that the U. That was my 50th birthday present from Cuts. I mean, nothing better than receiving, a gift like that from the heart. Definitely appreciate it. It's going to go in a special spot. I just want to put it up there because I need to bring some life in this room, some hope, and I got my Canes in there, kind of change it up a little bit, bring my college team in here to kind of make it go, and then hopefully, Steven, awesome to get a chance to see you. Mark, great to see you. You two were driving. I know Mark had a hell of a drive. Hopefully you guys you guys made it back safe. I think Mark still might be driving. He had a long drive. But thanks again, guys. I will see you on Wednesday with my man Kelly K9 and I. Let me update the outro video. I think Eugene is going to join us. He was so upset, so disappointed in the game. I think he's going to be coming in as well to share his frustrations and hopefully get a middle linebacker's view to see what the hell can we get going, man. We got to get this thing fixed, man. I ain't going out like no sucker, man. We ain't gonna have the worst defense in the NFL all year. It's got to get better. Bill's going down the field. Enjoy it. Go Bears. I'll see you guys. Thanks everyone for the love. I agree with you, Chris. I'll see you guys. Take care. See you.
Give me somebody that's hungry. Give me somebody that's hungry. I need somebody.